Welcome to our rolling news coverage. We will bring you the latest developments on the most pressing stories around the world. Straight ahead.
Event number 1. U.S. KC-135 refueling plane crashed in Iraq. 6 crew members died. Event number 2. NATO forces intercepted ballistic missiles fired by Iran over Turkish airspace. Event number 3. Iran attacks Gulf countries with drones. The U.S. threatens to retaliate.
And now for the details.
The U.S. military said on Friday that all 6 crew members aboard a KC-135 refueling tanker that crashed while on a mission supporting operations against Iran were killed. According to the Associated Press, U.S. Central Command, which oversees the Middle East region, said the crash occurred in western Iraq on Thursday, following an unspecified incident involving 2 aircraft in Allied airspace. The other aircraft landed safely. The incident brings the total number of U.S. service members killed in Operation Epic Fury to at least 13, with 7 others having been killed in action. The Pentagon said earlier this week that approximately 140 U.S. troops have been wounded, including 8 seriously. The KC-135 has been in service for over 60 years and has been involved in several catastrophic accidents, most recently in 2013. Adding to reliability concerns, the aircraft is not always equipped with parachutes. It is the 4th U.S. military aircraft publicly confirmed to have crashed since the war against Iran began on February 28. The cause of the crash remains unclear. U.S. Central Command said the circumstances of the crash are under investigation, but that the loss was not due to enemy fire or friendly fire. The KC-135 Stratotanker is a U.S. Air Force aircraft used to refuel other planes in midair, allowing them to fly longer distances and sustain operations without landing. According to military experts, the aircraft is also used to transport wounded personnel on medical evacuation missions or to conduct surveillance missions. A basic KC-135 crew consists of 3 people, a pilot, co-pilot, and a boom operator. Nurses and medical technicians are added for aeromedical evacuation missions. NATO defense forces successfully intercepted ballistic missiles fired from Iran over Turkish airspace on Friday, the 3rd such incident since the war with Iran erupted. According to the Associated Press, Turkey's defense ministry said the missiles were destroyed by NATO air defense systems deployed in the eastern Mediterranean. Residents in the southern city of Adana reported hearing a large explosion and sirens at Incirlik Air Base, which is used by U.S. forces early Friday. As sirens blared in Adana, video footage broadcast by IHA showed streets that were completely deserted. There were no reports of casualties. Turkey's defense ministry stressed on Thursday that Incirlik is a Turkish base and that the presence of foreign troops does not change its status, in an apparent response to warnings from Tehran for regional countries not to host U.S. military bases. Earlier this week, NATO deployed an additional Patriot air defense system in the southeastern province of Malatya, home to the Kurichik radar station. Iran launched numerous attacks early Friday targeting Gulf Arab states, including dozens of drones aimed at Saudi Arabia, following warnings from its new supreme leader about hosting U.S. bases. U.S. President Donald Trump threatened massive retaliation. "Let's see what happens to these lunatic scumbags today," Trump wrote in a social media post. The Iranian Navy is shot, their air force is gone, missiles, drones, and everything else is being wiped out, and their leadership has been wiped off the face of the earth. According to the Associated Press, the comments came a day after Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei, vowed he would not hesitate to avenge the blood of slain Iranians, while warning Gulf Arab states to close U.S. bases, saying the notion of American protection is nothing but a lie. Intense airstrikes rained down on the area around Iran's capital, Tehran, early Friday, just before marches were to begin for the annual Quds Day event in support of Palestinians. Despite the attacks, thousands still took to the streets, chanting, quote, "Death to Israel and death to America," quote. Amid growing global fears of a possible energy crisis and with the war showing no end in sight, the price of international benchmark Brent crude remained high at over $100 a barrel as Iran continued to tighten its grip on shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, the strategic waterway where 1/5 of the world's oil passes from the Persian Gulf to the open sea. Brent prices briefly jumped to around $120 a barrel and are now about 40% higher than when Israel and the U.S. attacked Iran on February 28 to start the war. Iran has repeatedly attacked ships trying to pass through the strait, and in his first public comments since being designated to succeed his father, who was killed on the first day of the conflict, Khamenei declared that Iran would continue to blockade the waterway.